Alrighty, guys. Madman Mandela coming at you live from the Garden Garage here in beautiful Alabama. Alright, now, every once in a while, some good things happen. And, well, this is one of them. Mr. Josh Davidson. Now, Josh, good friend of mine, great guy, okay? Does a lot of work with the 360. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that people don't know about, that I'm not privy to talk about, which I'm not going to. Alright, because he asked me, don't say a word. I'm like, okay. So anyway, hmm, hmm. All right, Josh and I we test stuff together. He's really cool. I'm gonna smack you, Tyler. All right. You always find a way to pop up and say stuff. Um, anyway, Josh and I we test stuff together. Okay, and I help test him. I help test timing files that he's made and stuff like that. Well, today he decided he's going to send me an RGH 1.2 file for a slim Trinity. Now, if you don't know the history, okay, about this, RGH 1.2 was Alexi's baby. All right, that was 15432. Now, him and Josh are good friends as well. And I've known Alexi for many years, and so it's a kind of tight little circle, or should I say circle jerk or whatever. All right, but anyway, you know, these guys they all work together and everything, and well, Josh found the PLL on the Trinity, okay, which was like that was like the holy grail because you can have RGH 1.2, okay, on a slim Trinity model. Now, mind you, boot times are very fast on a Jasper and on the Fats and everything, but it was always hard, excuse me, always hard to do on a slim, and I mean, for many years I have changed wires around, I've done all kinds of crazy stuff to get in the boot within 1 to 3 cycles, and before Josh came along. And Josh refined and refined and refined the timing files, in which made the Slim really boot really really well without a whole lot of work. Okay, and using a matrix chip, which is amazing in itself. So anyway, making a long story short, all right, he came up with the RGH 1.2 method for a Slim. Now, all right, it's a little different. Okay, first of all, you're gonna use E for the PLL. You're not gonna use F. All right. C, that's going to be your standby clock. B is going to be your post out. A is going to be your reset cable, and then of course you have your voltages for your 3 volts right there, VCC and ground. And don't mind the board the way it looks right now because I was so excited to do it. I just was like, okay, I'm going to get this done. So anyway, now the way that I do them, okay, this is my post out wire here. It runs along the top side. I found that it works best wired this way, for me anyway. Okay, so there's my post out wire. Okay, now if you look here, okay, you'll notice we have 3 wires down here now. Now this one is the nightmare. That's the PLL. You got to scrape the pad off on this thing. Okay, and it's so close to everything else in there because there's a bunch of traces around there too. You got to be really careful, otherwise you can really screw something up and get solder across traces, and then of course, it's not going to boot. A or B, you're going to smoke it, or C, it's just going to sit there and look at you and go, yeah, right. Okay, so anyway, we have our PLL right there, thanks to Josh Davidson. All right, we have our post out now. As you can see, it runs across the top of the board here, comes down through this hole right here, and then of course we hit our post out right there. All right, this is our standby clock right here. Okay, now we're using a standby clock on this thing. Now I tested this both ways with CR4 and with SMC plus Josh's baby. Okay, which I tested and works just fine. So anyway, I rewrote this back to CR4. Now this is the way I wire them. Okay, now I'm going to take this little puppy right here. I'm going to put this right here. I took it off just for, just so you could see what, where, how, and who. And I'm going to put this crazy X clamp back on here. As soon as I find it, there it is. All right, and we'll pop this puppy back on here. Okay. There, just like that. All right, now, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to plug this thing in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to plug this in. And then I'm going to plug this in. Okay? Now, you will see 2 quick blinks, 1 long blink, and it will boot. Okay? Well, should. Fingers crossed. Josh, I know you're watching, man. Okay, so so I'm gonna give this a shot and see what happens. Okay. All right, let's boot this damn thing and see what happens. Okay. So we'll turn off this light for effect here. All right. That way, then we can actually see the blinks. Okay, which is gonna be kind of important. All right. I'm gonna place this right here like that. All right. Yeah, that'll work. That should work. Wait a minute. Let me unwrap this wire. I see bad things happening if I don't. All right. There we go. All right. So anyway, RGH 1.2 on a slim. Thanks to Josh Davidson. Bam. Done. That's it. Finished. Complete. Done. Booted. You cannot get better than that. Okay? You just cannot get better than that. Now, here's the kicker. Okay? Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's only one boot. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Watch this. I'll be mean to it. You hear me pressing that thing? I'm pressing it like a freaking maniac, okay? There we go. Now, bam, boom, done. That's it. Finished. Booted. Done. End of story. There it is. Okay? We'll do it again. Okay? Turn it off. Here we go. Here, I'll even unplug the freaking thing and really play with the voltages. There you go. Yeah, I complete retarded it. Okay? No problems. Boots every fucking time. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you turn it on, this will be great for a dual NAND. Okay? Swap them back and forth in between. Here we go. Wait a minute. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Hang on here. Hang on here. Here you go. Bam. Done. Finished. That's it. There you go. Why am I so excited about this? Where the freak were you, Josh, back in 2014? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you were a little young back then. Okay, never mind. I'll forgive you for that one. But anyway, as you can see, okay, RGH 1.2 on a slim, okay? And I mean, thanks to Josh Davidson, his work, okay? Well, a couple guys worked together, Element, a few other guys, I mean, he was the one that found this PLL, though. And then he went ahead, tweaked the timing files, and who knows who else he talked to and everything else. But all I got to say is Josh, freaking, this is like, where were you back in 2014, man? Okay, when I was ripping my hair out, freaking having a wire shit and everything else, okay? No, you weren't around, no! But, however, though, as you can see, this thing is a monster. It just boots and boots and boots and boots. Now, Josh also has a Corona, okay, that he's got a Corona timing file. Hopefully, within the next couple days, I'll be able to beta test it and see how it works. But anyway, as you can see, really, kick ass, man. Very, very kick ass. And why am I excited about it? Well, everybody says, well, it's an old platform. Yeah, it's an old platform, yes. But when you do everything to it and you couple it with a 2 terabyte drive and put everything on it, including all your games and every freaking thing else, you got a hell of an arcade machine here. And you got a hell of a freaking machine that can run pretty much anything you want. All right, and this just makes it a hell of a lot easier to be able to friggin' RGH these things. The only trick is that PLL wire is so close to everything under the board. It is so close to everything that if you don't have a fine tip soldering iron and you're not very skilled, you can really screw it up. So before, when he releases these timing files, before you go getting crazy and everything, you better practice on the smallest solder point that you possibly can and get ready to use one of these. Okay, because you need a razor blade to scrape the mask off the motherboard in order to get to that point. Otherwise, you're not going to get to it. You can't just solder to it. And it is smaller than the PLL on the damn Jasper. Okay, so you better know what you're doing with soldering. Okay, that's all I got to say. Run a low temp, low melt solder, good flux, and scrape it. You're gonna have to scrape it with a razor blade, and then use a fiberglass pen to clean it up. And flux it, put a ball on it, and hopefully you get a wire stuck to it. Okay, that's all I got to say. But as far as the boot method on this thing, and this is with a matrix chip, okay, and the top point is bridged right here, the first slim point, it's bridged right here, just like you would normally on RGH2, okay, and I'm just using the clock on this thing. I can't wait. I wanna disconnect the clock, and I wanna see if it boots off of the clock that's on the chip, which should be interesting. You know, I mean, see how really crazy this thing is. But needless to say, though, Josh, thank you so much for your work on this stuff, man. I mean, you just knocked it out of the ballpark with this one. And I know that there's a couple more things coming that are really are is amazing. I mean, it's just so nice to see that everybody's still working on this platform, and the OG guys are real OG guys, and they're still hanging in there and doing this stuff, man. It really is amazing. But the boot times are just like, I mean, it's off the chain. It's off the friggin' chain. I mean, it boots every time, no matter what I do to it, no matter how much I abuse it. It boots every freaking time. It has not screwed up. I booted this thing so many times, it's not even funny. Still hasn't screwed up. So, there you go. So, Josh, thank you so much for your work, man. Okay, I mean, I don't know if people tell you enough, but I'm telling you, I really appreciate your work. Thank you very, very much. And I'm going to put this on my YouTube, and I'm going to have them go to your YouTube channel as well. Okay, I'm going to tag you in it and all that. So, Josh, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for the community. Okay, because obviously there is still a community no matter what some of these little mother freakers say and all this stuff. Because obviously we're still building RGHs. I know Josh is building a bunch. I know I'm building a bunch. I know a couple other guys that are building a bunch. So, apparently this is still a very, very loved thing, which is really cool. So, and this makes it even nicer, because you're not sitting there waiting on a damn thing to boot, So, anyway, Josh, thank you so much for all your work, man. I really do appreciate it. I cannot say it enough, Really, really awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the ace chip. See, you see, Josh in his infinite wisdom bought 200 of them, and he still hasn't written a timing file for the ace chip, so he doesn't want to waste 200 ace chips. So good luck with that one, brother. But anyway, guys, listen, you have a great night. Okay, be safe and everything else. And I got a bunch of consoles I got to build. But anyway, this is nice. So, I mean, like I said, it's just something really to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Corona, and also another little surprise down the road a little bit, which is going to be really cool. And, include some old friends like Alexi, 15432, a couple other guys. Anyway, you'll have a good one, guys. Have a great night. Holler at you later.